The announcement that Elon Musk just made is going to make the midterms a lot worse for Donald Trump. And it seemed like that was an impossibility at this point, that Donald Trump's polls could fall any lower or that he could have any more problems. But that is what we are seeing with an announcement that Elon Musk just made. And it is terrible news for Republicans. We are going to get into it all. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into the bombshell that Elon Musk just dropped and why it is such bad news for Republicans, I want to start with something that hasn't been talked about nearly enough. That is equally bad news for Trump and Republicans. What Democrats are doing to further open up the Epstein files. And that was broken down by Robert Garcia here. Elon Musk started. It seems like Robert Garcia is going to finish it. So let's take a listen.
1%. We think there's up to 5 million documents they have yet released to the public. And what they've released so far, there has been some important information in there that has been important for our investigation, yet they refuse to actually bring justice to the survivors. They are more interested in protecting pedophiles and protecting wealthy billionaire men and buddies of Donald Trump than actually doing anything to bring justice for the survivors. Now, we had brought forward a request to the federal judge through Ro Khanna and Tom Massey to get a special master appointed to move these documents out. Pam Bondi just said, I believe just yesterday, that they're opposing any efforts, that they have the right to essentially release files as they wish, which is breaking the law. There's a subpoena in place that was actually put in last summer. There is the law that Congress passed, yet they refuse to release any documents. As it relates to Pam Bondi, I think it's incredibly hypocritical for James Comer to go out and try to hold in contempt his political enemies, while Pam Bondi is actively breaking the law, and he refuses to hold her in contempt, or he refuses to bring in Ghislaine Maxwell. What about Ghislaine Maxwell, who abused herself, women and girls? He could care less about dragging them into the committee.
It is true that there hasn't been nearly enough conversation about the Epstein files lately. And that's likely because Donald Trump's ICE thugs are murdering people in the street. And so, there is a lot to talk about. But we have to remember that threats against Greenland, Donald Trump's letter to the Prime Minister of Norway begging for a Nobel Prize, a lot of this, while it should be taken seriously, is just a way in sorts, to distract from the Epstein files. Donald Trump is so often trying to create some shiny object for us to pay attention to every other week. But we have to remember this through line because it represents all of the corruption, all of the criminality. The people who Donald Trump is looking out for are in the Epstein class. Now, are all of them on the Epstein files? We don't know. We would if they released it, but they are certainly part of this Epstein class that operates in a different system of justice that doesn't have to worry about the crimes that they commit. And Elon Musk certainly falls into that camp. Elon Musk was in the Epstein files. Elon Musk was invited to Epstein's Island. He hung out with Ghislaine Maxwell. More information might come out about flights, but it's part of the reason why Elon Musk is the most unpopular figure in America, somehow more so than Trump. And it's important to know that before we get into the bomb that he just dropped, Elon Musk is officially the most unpopular figure in America. Elon Musk's image has tanked so badly, he is now the most unpopular public figure in America. Gallup asked Americans between July 7th and July 21st what they thought of 14 well-known US global figures, with 61% of respondents having an unfavorable opinion of the Tesla billionaire. 6% said they had no opinion of Musk, while just 33% reported to view him positively. The Tesla CEO, as we know, bankrolled Donald Trump's 2024 run with $300 million. Yet their relationship has soured over Jeffrey Epstein. This has been reflected in several polls. Most recently, the damning Gallup poll that shows his popularity below even that of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So Elon Musk, somehow the most unpopular figure in American politics. And this is important because Elon has, well, or at least did last year, attach himself to a couple of Republican campaigns before Donald Trump and him ultimately went split skis. And what was the result of Elon Musk giving millions and millions of dollars to Republicans? It wasn't good. Ha ha ha. It was really bad. Elon's stink was rubbing off on them. And it just made clear the point that Democrats continue to hammer home that Donald Trump and Republicans serve a handful of billionaires. Because it really, at this point, it's just like 10 guys with all the wealth in the world that they're looking out for. And they don't care about you. Which is why Elon's latest election announcement is such bad news for Republicans trying to run away from that message. Musk makes massive donation after humiliating Trump. U-turn. Elon Musk has pumped millions of dollars into a Republican Senate hopefuls campaign. After previously vowing to disrupt the GOP and Donald Trump following their major bust-up, the world's richest man has donated $10 million to Kentucky's Nate Morris, a pro-Trump candidate hoping to succeed retiring Senator Mitch McConnell. The megasun given to the fight for Kentucky Super PAC is the largest contribution the tech billionaire has ever given to a Senate candidate, and a major sign that Musk wants to return to having an influential role in Republican politics. The reversal marks an embarrassing climb down for the Tesla and SpaceX CIO, who last year vowed to support challengers to Republican incumbents in the midterms and promised to donate to the re-election campaign of Trump's longtime nemesis, Kentucky Representative Thomas Massie. After his spectacular falling out with Trump shortly after Musk left his role at the failed Department of Government Efficiency program, Trump and Musk began exchanging verbal blows over the president's big, beautiful spending bill. The back and forth escalated, of course, into Elon Musk calling him a pedo and saying that he's in the Epstein files. All right, so you may be questioning my analysis right now and saying, Jack, Elon Musk giving a Republican candidate $10 million, isn't that good for the Republican candidate? Well, he's doing it in Kentucky, and he's trying to win a primary which is already set up for that Republican to win. So Elon doesn't really have a lot of effect there. But if Elon starts spending money, small dollar by small dollar, I mean small dollar for Elon, if he's a couple million here and there in Republican congressional seats, it's really a bad thing for Republicans. Let's make this clear. Running against a Republican who voted to gut your healthcare, who voted to protect pedos, who voted to give ICE billions of dollars to terrorize people in the streets. That is a great message running against that Republican. And Elon Musk, the least popular figure in America, is even better. And that is what Elon Musk is setting up in these midterms. We have stopped talking about him for a while, and when we did, it was incredibly damaging to the Republican brand, which is already in the gutter. And so Elon Musk reasserting himself in these elections is only going to be a net negative for Republicans. Like their money can only go so far, and he only has so much of it to spend. Unless he's planning on dropping $50 million in each individual race. A donation from Elon Musk is kind of a death sentence. And again, he's going to be playing in the districts where Republicans need the most help, which is increasingly a lot of them. Donald Trump's redistricting, or should I call it gerrymandering plan, made it so that districts in Texas which were previously R plus 25, so Donald Trump had won them by 25 points in 2024. They've now cut up those districts to, share the wealth of all the Republican vote base in Texas. So they cut up those districts, leaving, what might be a previous Trump plus 30 seat into two Trump plus 15 seats. Now that's not exactly the math, but you know what I'm saying here. Donald Trump has made it. So the seats have less Republican votes, but there are more seats with Republican votes, right? And in doing so, Donald Trump has set himself up for an even worse outcome, right? Greg Abbott Trump, the people who made this map in Texas thought, well, there isn't any way that we'd lose an R plus 15 seat. That is a lock, that is guaranteed. It might get a little tight there, but that's guaranteed. That's not what we're seeing. We are seeing swings so huge in elections over the past couple of months that there is a real possibility that a Democrat could win that type of seat, that a superstar Democrat, it could win a Trump plus 20 seat. That is what Donald Trump has done. That person does not deserve another majority in the House or the Senate. So, yeah, this is going to be a problem for Donald Trump. Let me say it again. That's not going to be good for Republicans either. But like I said, They are at all-time lows in polling, showing Donald Trump on one specific issue in particular, which is his plan to sick his thugs after you and kill you, is at an all-time low. And CNN's Harry Henton broke it down right here.
People who are illegally out of the country.
Yeah, that's exactly right, John. We're talking about a specific poll question here, and that is the deportation program, in particular when it comes to immigration. And these numbers have just completely flipped. This was such a strength for the President of the United States. The net approval rating on Trump's administration program to deport immigrants who are in the country illegally, it was plus 18 points at the beginning of his presidency, net approval rating. That is very, very positive. It was one of the most popular things in the Trump administration agenda. But now you come over to this side of the screen. Look at that. That's over a 25-point switcheroo in the negative direction. Now the program is way, way, way underwater at minus 8 points. And among independents, John, it has gone from plus 18 points in the positive all the way down to negative 20 points. The Trump administration, and Trump in particular, has lost the center of the electorate when it comes to a key component of his administration's agenda, and that is to deport immigrants who are in the country illegally.
Now, what the president and others have maintained from the beginning is, oh, we're prioritizing people here who have criminal records that are here illegally. Do people believe that anymore?
No, they don't. And I think one of the big reasons why we've gone from plus 18 to minus 8 is the Trump administration has lost the folks in terms of what their actual agenda is, what they are prioritizing here. Okay, the Trump administration is prioritizing deporting dangerous criminals or others. You go back to June, the majority of Americans, 53%, said the Trump administration was prioritizing deporting dangerous criminals compared to...
If you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting, y'all. Don't let them silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.